This week in AI has been absolutely wild. I mean, Google, OpenAI, Anthropic, Microsoft, Meta. It feels like every single major player dropped something huge. So let's break it all down and figure out what it all means.
And I'm not kidding, it was just one massive announcement after another. So we've sifted through all the noise to bring you the 10 most important stories that are really going to matter for the next few months.
Okay, so to make sense of all this chaos, we're going to tackle it in 4 parts. First, we'll dive into the new model wars, the battle for the top spot. Then we'll see how all that brainpower turns into actual tools you can use. After that, we follow the money. And oh boy, there's a lot of it. And finally, we'll look at the bigger picture of how the whole AI's ecosystem is growing up. Let's get into it.
All right, first up, the new model wars. This is the main event, right? The high-stakes fight to build the smartest, most capable AI on the planet.
And kicking things off with a bang is Google, which just dropped Gemini 3 Pro. This thing immediately shot to the top of the leaderboards like Ella Marina, basically seizing the crown. It blew past an Elo score of 1,500. Now, if you're a gamer, you know Elo ratings are serious business. It means right now, this model is the undisputed champion. What an opening shot from Google.
But here's the thing. It's not just about being the smartest, it's about being useful. And Google is weaving Gemini into, well, everything. It's a beast at complex reasoning and coding. It can understand images and user interfaces, and it's being plugged directly into Google Search, your workspace apps, and even developer tools.
But you know, Google didn't get to enjoy the top spot for long. Anthropic came right back with Claude Opus 4.5. And this is where the strategy gets really interesting. While Gemini is the amazing all-rounder, Opus 4.5 decided to become the absolute king of one specific area: coding. It's now #1 on the super tough SWE bench, hitting over 80% accuracy and beating everyone, even specialized coding models.
So you see the play here, right? Anthropic is positioning Opus 4.5 as the specialist. It's the model you go to for really deep, complicated coding problems and for building what they call agent workflows. Just think of those as little AI workers that can handle complex, multi-step tasks all by themselves. It's all about planning and automation.
And of course, you knew OpenAI wasn't just going to sit on the sidelines. They upgraded ChatGPT with GPT 5.1, and they did something pretty clever. They introduced 2 modes. You've got a super fast instant mode for quick questions, and then you've got a slower, more powerful thinking mode when you need it to really dig into a complex problem. It's about giving you the choice. And that's not all. They also rolled out new tone controls so you can tweak how the AI responds. But the big one, for me, is group chats. You can now have up to 20 people in a single conversation with ChatGPT. That really changes it from a solo tool to a genuine collaborative workspace for teams.
Okay, so all these super powerful new models are great, but what can you actually do with them? That brings us to our next section, how practical AI is getting really, really real.
Let's start with images. A new player, Black Forest Labs, released Flux 2. And it comes in 2 flavors, a Pro version for crazy realistic photos, think product shots, and a Flex version for design and graphics that have a lot of text. But the real magic here is that it supports high-resolution images and can use multiple pictures as a reference. That is huge for creating consistent branding and characters.
Over at Meta, they just open sourced SAM 3, which is their Segment Anything model. And this is a massive deal because it now works on video. You can literally just give it a text prompt like, highlight all the cars in this clip, and boom, you get these perfect, high-quality outlines. The possibilities for video editing, augmented reality, even robotics are just incredible.
And speaking of making things happen, check out what Microsoft's doing with Agent 365. This isn't just one AI assistant. This is a system for creating and managing whole fleets of AI agents inside a company. This is the big shift, everyone. We are moving away from single chatbots to coordinated teams of AI workers that can handle entire projects from start to finish.
So, all this amazing innovation, it doesn't just appear out of nowhere, right? It takes an unbelievable amount of money, which brings us to our third theme, the billions and billions of dollars fueling this AI boom.
Just look at these numbers. They're staggering. The European powerhouse Mistral AI raised about $2 billion, pushing its valuation to nearly $14 billion. The music-making startup Suno pulled in $250 million. But honestly, those numbers are peanuts compared to the infrastructure deals. OpenAI and AWS inked a deal for data centers worth an estimated $38 billion. And at the same time, Microsoft and NVIDIA are putting about $15 billion into Anthropic just to make sure they have enough computer power.
All right, for our final theme, let's zoom out a little bit. We're going to look at the whole AI ecosystem, which is starting to mature in some really interesting ways, with new laws, new kinds of AI agents, and even brand new web browsers.
So this is a big one on the legal front. New York's new Algorithmic Pricing Disclosure Act is officially in effect. And the rule is actually pretty simple. If a company uses your personal data to change the price of something, they have to tell you that an algorithm set that price. This is one of the very first laws in the US to tackle AI pricing, and you can bet it's going to be a model for a lot more regulation to come.
And to round it all out, here are a few other quick hits that just show how broad this field is getting. Google DeepMind launched an AI agent that can learn to play any video game, plus another that can generate weather forecasts way faster than traditional methods. And for all of us, Perplexity released its Comet browser on Android, which is basically a web browser with a smart AI assistant built right in. And there you have it. That was This Week in AI. From a new king of the models and incredible new video tools to the first real AI laws and just mind-boggling amounts of money pouring in. It just shows you how fast every part of this space is moving. So I gotta ask, out of all that, what was the story that got you the most excited? And what do you think we should be building with all this power?
Hey, if you enjoyed this breakdown and want to stay on top of AI every single week, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button, let me know your thoughts in the comments, and share this with anyone you know who's building the future with AI. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one.